Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
King Leonardo was a busy man, the kingdom constantly demanding work of all kinds from its leader.
May I interrupt you, sire? Mr. Charlie Chin to see you from our Secretive Service Department.
Oh, yes, send him in. Now, what was it you wanted, Charlie Chin?
Oh, sir, as #1 man in Bongo Secretive Service, Charlie Chin have important Secretive Service news.
Shoot. Confounded Charlie Chin, put that gun away. Now, what is this important news?
Well, for a long time now, sire, I've been convinced that someone must be helping Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. They are not smart enough to invent the weapons they've used recently.
Of course not. My brother, Itchy Brother, is completely stupid.
Oh, sir, confusion say, ignorance like sap spread to all parts of family tree.
What?
Mr. Chin said Itchy is rotting the family tree, Your Majesty. That's why Mr. Chin has been put on the case.
Oh, sir, Charlie Chin, a #1 son, chin up, find clue, indicate first-class genius behind Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother.
A genius? Why, that's the most unheard of thing I ever heard of. Why,
Oh, sir, confusion say, open mouth will not help hearing. Name of first-class genius is Professor Messer. Same is called Mess for short.
But not for long. We'll put the scientist behind bars. That should stop Biggie and Itchy for good.
He must be found at once. We must scour the countryside, meet him face to face, fight him man to man. You, Charlie Chin, and Odie Coloni, I commission you to find this culprit.
Oh, sir, like times of old, hero fiddle while Chin burns.
I have a list of places to search. We must hurry.
Now listen, Miss. This is Biggie talking, see? And I know what I'm talking about, see? Now, let's see now. What was it? Oh, yeah. You're in real trouble, miss. Even though you keep trying to hide behind those phony accents of yours, looks like the law's catching up to you.
It's no problem for me.
How you figure that?
If they ask me why I make the bouncing ball and the ice ray gun, I tell them I make for you. I know you use them on the king.
Yeah, we'll believe that story.
Yeah, I would dig. I heard.
Shut up, blockhead.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
And you get this, miss. Trying to leave us holding the bag and we'll pop you like a balloon.
Oui, Monsieur Big. What is it you desire?
A foolproof gimmick, see, and no more misses. We're taking the king for good this time.
But of course, Monsieur Big, specialty of the house. A little dish of pancake crepe Suzette à la jet. We'll add the top, and when she burn low, like the jet rocket.
What are you, some kind of nut or something?
No. This Suzette is like the woman. Who knows when she explode?
Help! I'm like sealed to the ceiling.
Hold it, that's the answer. Sealed. Get it, miss?
I do not understand, Monsieur Big.
Help! I'm gloomy, Big.
Glue! That's the trick. You get me some glue that won't come unglued. I'll handle the rest.
I have just the thing. Un moment. Voila! Chef Pierre Mercier's French pastry paste. She will stick forever.
That does it, miss. Now we've got the king for sure.
Ow!
What does this mean? Will the King and Odie be stuck with Biggie's plot? Will Itchy Brother get off the ceiling and get on the throne? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Am I Glue?
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
One of the strangest adventures the King and Odie ever had began in the hideout of those two despicable characters, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. This particular day, Itchy was writing one of his poems while Biggie was pacing up and down trying to figure out a way to take over the kingdom of Bongo Congo from King Leonardo. When...
Come in, come in.
Like, wow, you see what I see, Big?
Yeah. Okay, you guys, what's the pitch?
Pitch? There's no pitch. We want to make peace. We come as friends. Let bygones be bygones.
There's something phony about this. I smell a rat.
Watch your language, Itchy. You'll end up scratched. All right, Kingsley, what gives?
Well, you've always wanted the crown, so we're here to give it to you.
In fact, he will give you his whole head, won't you, sire?
Of course. Here you are.
Yay!
Biggie and Itchy were about to dive out the window when they heard a familiar laugh.
It's Professor Messer.
The man of 1,000 disguises. Who are you disguised as today, Mass?
Today I am Messer the Mad Muscovite, world's greatest inventor. I have invented everything. Baseball, Fitzball, radio, razor. No matter what has been invented, I have invented it first. But this is my greatest invention, Messer's rotten robots.
Robots?
Like mechanical men.
Exactly. I make them to look like the King and Odie, walk like and talk like them too. But the big thing is that they do just what I want them to do. My wish is their command.
Mass, you're a genius.
Yeah, but, gee, Big, what good are they? I mean, we already got a king. Who needs another?
What you need is a brain, blockhead. These two contraptions are going to take over the kingdom for us. Tell him to put his head on, Mess, and let's get started for the palace.
Wait a minute. It's very expensive inventing rotten robots. Takes lots of rubles, countless kopecks. Before you get the kingdom, I get the cash.
Cash nothing. I'm dealing you in on the whole deal, see? You get a share of the kingdom. Now let's go.
And so the three conspirators, together with the two robots, proceeded to the palace. They had no trouble getting in because the guards thought it was the real King Leonardo.
One side, peasant, me and my pal, the king, wish to enter our palace.
Like, get on a beam. It's a new regime.
I never thought I'd see the day when His Majesty was friends with those two.
And so the little surprise party proceeded to the throne room. Suddenly, the door of the throne room burst open and...
Kingsley, old boy, I'd like you to meet up with your successor, see? The new King Leonardo.
What? Who is this imposter? Who is this imposter? This is the most unheard of thing I ever heard of. It's the most unheard of thing I ever heard of. Confound it! Guards! 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 Seize that imposter! Take him to the dungeon!
Will the real King Leonardo please stand up? Step up?
I am the real one.
I am True Blue Odie Coloni, faithful servant of the king. This is the real Leonardo. No, this is the real Leonardo.
Come on, fellas.
Relax, man. I got the quotient to your quandary. I am the brother of the king, the swinging member of a real square clan. Now, who should know better who the real king is? And I'm telling you, cats, that this is the real King Leonardo, my dear sweet brother. Take these two fakes away.
All right, you two, let's go.
You can't do this to me.
It looks as though Biggie and Itchy, with the help of Professor Messer, have succeeded in their plot to take over the kingdom. How can the King and Odie get out of the dungeon and expose the two robots? Don't miss our next exciting episode, Switcheroo Ruler.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums. the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In Bongo Congo, behind these massive doors, True Blue Eau Cologne was preparing the monthly quota of royal perfume. Now it was time to add the top-secret chemical mixture passed on by Odie's father, Papa Cologne. Papa Cologne had called it Smile, the special ingredient so powerful that a single drop added to the perfume mixture brought a smile to everyone who breathed the royal regal aroma. But today, as Odie poured in the single drop, he was startled by a knock at the door and unknowingly emptied into the perfume mixture the entire contents of the Smile bottle. What would the result of this error be?
Confound it, Odie. I've been looking all over for you.
Beg pardon, sire, but this is the day for mixing the royal perfume.
Oh, of course it slipped my mind. How's the mixture coming along? Well, seems to be doing just...
What is it, sire? What is so funny?
The answer was clear. The entire bottle of Papa Cologne's top secret Smile had turned the royal perfume into a powerful laughing gas.
I can't. Stop laughing.
Oh, no, sire. Oh, this is terrible.
Quickly, True Blue Eau Cologne closed down the lid of the mixing vat so that he would not himself be exposed to the aroma and start laughing uncontrollably.
Let me accompany you to the throne room, sire. I know you will think of the right thing to do.
The situation was desperate. The king was becoming a laughingstock. The laughter had to be stopped.
We'll send for the finest scientists in the world. There must be an antidote, a formula to stop my king's laughter.
From all over the world, the great scientists came. They checked the king's reflexes. They took his temperature. They checked his pulse. Then they tried to stop the laughter. They tried the new wonder drugs. They tried the old wonder drugs. They even tried sulfur and molasses, but nothing helped. Nothing helped at all. As the days passed, the king grew weary from his laughter. Soon he was walking into walls. The king was falling downstairs. The king was falling into the royal fish pond. And the royal work had come to a standstill. Bills were piling up. Royal proclamations went unsigned. Employees of the bongo drum factory with no one to sign their checks went unpaid. Yet while the king's laughter brought misery to many, it brought joy to at least two, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. For in their hideout, the crafty criminals were plotting another plot.
I tell you, Itch, this is the greatest thing ever, see? We get hold of this laughing perfume, and we've got it made.
How can it smell like make us well?
Simple. We get the perfume and give everybody except us a big sniff. The whole kingdom laughs itself silly while we take everything, money, jewels, the works.
I get it, Big. While they laugh, we like loot. Only, how do we pick up the perfume?
Well, who's gonna stop us? Kingsy's laughing his head off, right? And don't worry about that Cologne baloney. He and the palace guards are too busy worrying about the king, see?
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
And back at the palace, things were no better.
Oh, my sad, laughing king. If only there was something I could do. Oh, he's simply weak from laughter.
Yes, since the king could not eat or sleep, Odie was worried for the king's very life. Is there any cure for King Leonardo's laughter? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, He Who Laughs Last.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confound it, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, a ticklish tragedy had struck King Leonardo. While Oedicolone prepared the royal perfume, he had accidentally poured in the entire bottle of Papa Colone's powerful top secret ingredient called Smile. When the king smelled the vat of perfume, he began to laugh uncontrollably. Meanwhile, in another part of town...
Now, we get hold of this laughing perfume, see, and we got it made.
Yeah, how can the smell make us well?
Simple, simple. We get the perfume and give everybody except us a big sniff. The whole kingdom laughs itself silly while we take everything. Money, jewels, the works.
In the palace at that very moment, True Blue Oedicolone was desperately trying to think of a way to cure his king's perpetual laughter.
Oh, my poor king. How weak he grows. I must go to the laboratory and try again to find an antidote to cure His Majesty's laughter.
In the laboratory, True Blue Odie made certain, of course, that he did not go near the large vat containing the laughing perfume.
Perhaps one part of this. And one part of this.
Unfortunately, as Odie industriously applied himself to the job, he lost his footing and...
Help! Help!
And at this precise moment...
Help! Help! This is Oedicolone! Help!
Ha ha! What could be more perfect? Cologne trapped in the vat. Hop up there, Rich, and slam the lid.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
Careful now. Look out. Look out!
Help!
Quickly, Biggie Rat found a rope and tossed one end to Itchy Brother. In a moment, Itchy was out and Biggie had slammed the lid on poor Odie.
Help! Help!
Now, we get the laughing perfume and we got it made. Oh, this must be it. Grab hold and don't spill a drop, say.
Back at their hideout, Biggie and Itchy bottled the laughing perfume, being careful they did not smell it themselves. Then they loaded the perfume onto a cart and began to pass it out as free samples.
Yeah, free perfume samples. Let you laugh it up a little, sniff and smile.
Only a few hours later, the entire kingdom was in gales of laughter. And while the people laughed, Biggie and Itchy looted. From homes, banks, stores, even from the palace. This was no laughing matter. But meanwhile, Oedicolone had finally managed to free himself. Diving to the bottom of the huge vat, Odie had found the plug, and he and the contents of the vat had literally gone down the drain. So trying had this experience been that it actually brought Odie close to tears. And tears reminded him of onions. And in onions he saw the perfect antidote for his king's laughter.
Since onions make one cry, they are bound to make one stop laughing.
Quickly, Odie rushed back into the laboratory to prepare an onion perfume. Then he went first to King Leonardo.
Oh, I've stopped. I've stopped laughing. I'll never smile again until I...
Oh, come, sire. The whole kingdom is aching with laughter, and Biggie and Itchy are looting everything. We must save Bongo Congo.
Immediately, the king and Odie passed out samples of the onion perfume, which quickly stopped the laughter.
Hey, guards, why aren't you laughing? What's the idea? Laugh. Laugh, clowns, laugh.
Yeah, you laugh while we loot. Yeah, run for it, Big. Something's gone wrong.
And as just punishment, Biggie and Itchy were put in the dungeon along with the last of the laughing perfume. Once more, True Blue Oedicolone had saved the day for Bongo Congo. But will Biggie and Itchy have the last laugh? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of that great lion, King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
With things running smoothly in Bongo Congo, good King Leonardo had an opportunity to turn his thoughts to international affairs and the world situation.
Odie, I've been reading that other kings and heads of state are always taking goodwill tours of foreign countries. Makes for good relations and all that sort of thing. Good for business, too. I'd like you to arrange a tour for me.
What country would you like to tour, Your Highness?
Confound it, I don't care what country it is. Although they do say, see America first.
Then America it is, sire.
The tour was arranged, and all of Bongo Congo turned out to see the King and Odie off. Everyone, that is, except those two villainous villains, Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat. Itchy and Biggie, having heard about the tour of America, decided that this would be a golden opportunity to do away with the king, and had already flown to New York to make the necessary, preparations. We see them now in a dingy little hotel room off Times Square.
Gee, Big, how much longer are we gonna be, roped into this rat hole?
Watch your language, Fleabag.
Okay, Big, I dig. But when are we gonna clobber the king?
I got it all planned out, see? According to the paper here, Kingsley and Colony arrive tomorrow. They're gonna have a ticker tape parade up Broadway. While all the squares are throwing tape, we'll be throwing something else.
Like concrete confetti, maybe? Look out below, bombs away, and all that jazz, eh? Kablum! And no more king!
The next morning, the King and Odie, unaware of the sinister plot against them, arrived in New York to a tumultuous welcome and began the traditional ticker tape parade up Broadway.
Listen to that cheering True Blue, Odie. They love me in New York.
Yes, they loved him in New York. But high above the street, the two traitors prepared to deliver their own kind of welcome.
Okay. Now, when Kingsley's car gets right below, you start dropping the furniture, see?
On target, bombs away!
Now they're showering me with gifts. Oh, warm-hearted people, these Americans.
You bubble-headed, bumbling bombardier. You missed him every time. When you bomb somebody, you hit him. Like this.
Okay, Big, I dig. But what's our next hot plot?
It says in the paper that Kingsley's going to take a ride through Central Park. I think he's going to have a little accident, see?
Yes, one of the things most tourists do in New York is ride through Central Park in one of the famous hansom cabs.
This looks like a fine cab, sire.
Nonsense, nonsense. It only has a driver. Now, this cab has a driver and a footman. When I go first class. Get in, Odie. Once around the park, my good man.
Yeah. Get out, you.
Confound it, everybody's passing us. Faster, driver, faster.
Oh, you want to go fast, eh?
Yep.
Life bon voyage, brother!
Well, this is more like it. Now we're passing them.
I fear we are going too fast, sire. Something is amiss.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. Reckless driver in Central Park. All right, you two. I'm taking you in for reckless driving.
You can't do that. I'm the king of Bongo Congo. I'm a guest of the city.
You're going to be a guest of the city, all right. Let's go. Who you got there? Reckless driver, some kind of kook. Thinks he's a king. Boy, we get some buttes. Lock him up. Uh-oh. King tours city.
And so, of course, the King and Odie were released. But what of Biggie and Itchy?
According to the paper, Kingsley and Colony are going to Coney Island, and I got connections in Coney. Now, here's what we're going to do.
What is in store for King Leonardo at Coney Island? Will the Ferris wheel play fair? Will the roller coaster roll right? Will the King and Odie have fun in the fun house? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Coney Island Calamity.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother had located an important clue to the whereabouts of the long-lost gold of Bongo Congo. The clue is a poem in an old book from the Royal Library, a poem titled Ode to a Treasure.
We've got to decode the ode.
And that meant they must get the Royal Odie Decoder. Quickly, the two traders developed plans for capturing True Blue Odie Coloni, keeper of the Odie Decoder. After one failure, and then another, the diabolical duo finally managed to capture Odie Coloni. With Odie safely tied up, Biggie and Itchy quickly decoded the ode.
So, the treasure's buried on Oak Island. We're rich, Itch.
So it was that Biggie and Itchy made off with a pirate ship and headed for Oak Island.
Sailing over the water, baby.
Okay, Itch, cut the singing and forget the lookout. We got nobody to worry about.
But Biggie had failed to reckon with the skill and cunning of True Blue Odie Coloni. Swiftly biting through the ropes that held him, Odie soon gained his freedom.
Now to take care of those two traitors. I must hurry and tell my king.
What's that? The lost gold of Bongo Congo? And Biggie and Itchy are on their way to get it? Why, that's the most unheard of thing I ever heard of.
But true, sire. There's not a moment to lose.
Of course, I'll hurry into my yachting clothes.
By the time King Leonardo and Odie Coloni were aboard the royal yacht, Biggie and Itchy had already reached Oak Island, and once there, quickly located the giant oak tree from which the island took its name.
Okay, Shovelhead, dig.
But gee, Big, I don't dig. Okay, Big, I dig.
Faster.
In only a few moments, Itchy Brother had uncovered the long-lost treasure of Bongo Congo. Meanwhile, what of King Leonardo and True Blue Odie Coloni?
Confound it, I can't see a thing. The trees are blocking my view.
Beg pardon, sire, but you're looking at the mast.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, let's see now. There they are. They're putting the treasure on board. Now they're hoisting the anchor.
All right, Itch, haul up the anchor.
This is like simple assignment. Just twisted a wrist and...
They've had some trouble, but the anchor's up now. They're sailing this way.
Very well, my king. We shall be ready for them. The cannon is loaded, sire.
Good. Here they come. Ahoy there, traitors! Surrender the royal treasure or we'll blast you out of the water.
Yeah, uh-oh. That's what you think, royal brother of mine. We have, not yet begun our flight.
The word is fight, loudmouth, not flight.
For me, the word is flight. Yeah, I'm cutting out of here, Big.
Now maybe you'll get on that cannon. Hurry it up. The other way! Point the cannon the other way!
In a moment, cannonballs were flying back and forth at a furious rate. As the battle continued, it appeared that Biggie and Itchy were scoring more hits than King Leonardo and Odie Coloni.
Confound it, Odie, you're missing them. You're not aiming high enough. Here, give me the cannon.
But, Your Majesty, you're pointing it too high. Oh, no, sire. You're pointing it at our mast. Wait. Duck, sire. The mast is falling. Look, Your Majesty. Look. The traitors are pinned down by our fallen mast. Oh, you are truly a genius, my king.
Soon King Leonardo and Odie Coloni were sailing back to Bongo Congo with a long-lost treasure and two unhappy prisoners.
I'm not through yet, wise guys. I've got a plan, see?
What does Biggie Rat mean? What new danger does he have in store for King Leonardo? Will Biggie get free to put his plan into action? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confound it, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, Biggie Rat had taken up the study of hypnosis.
Sleep, sleep. You are going to sleep. Sleep. It worked. Now you are in my power, right?
Correct.
And after practicing on Itchy Brother, he decided to hypnotize King Leonardo and take over his kingdom of Bongo Congo. One night, Biggie and Itchy Brother sneaked into the palace through a secret passage and began to hypnotize the king.
Sleep, sleep, sleep. You are now in my power.
Your wish is my command.
We got him at last. Come on.
Man, that cat is really conked. What do we do now, Big?
Get some shut-eye, see? We got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, but where are we gonna sleep? There's nothing here but the royal bed.
Oh, that's for us. Kingsy sleeps on the floor. Down, King. That's right. Okay, Itchy. From now on, we go first class.
The next morning, Biggie gave instructions to the hypnotized king.
All right, Kingsy. Now, you're gonna make Itchy the prime minister, and me the royal treasurer, see? And what's more, you're gonna get rid of Odie Colony.
I understand.
And so the king rang for faithful Odie Colony.
You rang, sire?
Yeah, he rang. Kingsy has some news for you, pal.
What are you two villainous villains doing here?
Tell him, Kingsy.
I've just made my dear brother Itchy the prime minister, and my good friend Biggie Rat is the royal treasurer. So I will have no further need of your services.
Guards, throw him out.
But, sire, but...
Biggie and Itchy lost no time in filling the palace with all their rowdy, no-account friends. Meanwhile, the clever Odie Colony returned to the palace in secret, and just outside the throne room, he heard...
This is working out even better than I expected. We've got it made.
Yeah, and nobody even suspects that the kooky king is hypnotized.
Hypnotized. So that's it. I must bring His Majesty out of his trance at once.
And of course, like all good and faithful servants, Odie knew exactly what to do. He waited until the king was alone, then...
Confound it, what's going on around here?
Quickly, Odie explained what had happened.
Why, that's the most unheard of thing I ever heard of. Let me at him. I'll...
Wait, sire. I have a better plan.
Capital, capital.
According to the plan, the king pretended that he was still hypnotized, so that later in the day...
Kingsy, this is Biggie talking, see? We got a little job for you. We want you should take us to where the royal jewels are hid, see?
I will obey.
And so the king pretended to lead the two greedy crooks to the royal jewels, but led them instead to the royal dungeon.
Here we are.
Boy, diamonds, rubies, pearls, let me at 'em!
Hey, there's nothing in here.
There is now, you scoundrels.
Let us out.
Hey, come on,
open
open up!
This is
I'm
Biggie
the
talking,
prime
see?
minister.
I'm the royal treasurer. Come on, get us out of here.
And now, sire, I suggest we clean up the rest of the castle.
An excellent idea, True Blue Odie. Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Thank you, sire.
But will Biggie and Itchy get free from the dungeon to plot new plots? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
Like all good benevolent rulers, King Leonardo devoted himself tirelessly to the citizens of Bongo Congo.
Their problems are my problems. These are my children.
But even so strong and wise a ruler as King Leonardo could not work constantly without showing the strain.
Sire, I'm worried about your health. You need to relax more.
Relax? Relax? Confound it, how can I relax with all this work to do? I've got too much on my mind. Remember my people. Their problems are my problems.
May I suggest that you take up a hobby, Your Majesty?
You mean like birdhouse building or making ships in bottles? That sort of thing?
I had something a little more vigorous in mind, sire. Like a sport, for example.
Oh, a great idea. I'm the athletic type anyway. What sport do you suggest?
Bowling, perhaps?
Splendid. Give me a chance to rub shoulders with the people. After all, their sports are my sports.
And soon, at the Bongo Congo bowling alley,
The object of the game, sire, is to roll this ball down the alley and knock down all the pins. Thus.
Looks easy. Let me try.
undaunted, the kingly athlete had another try.
I did it! I did it! A strike!
Begging your pardon, sire, it was in the wrong alley.
Oh, sure. This is no game for me. I want something with a little more action.
So the king turned to...
Tennis, anyone? I was quite good at this as a boy, so don't spare me, Odie.
Very well, sire.
Better let me try a few serves.
Rusty as he was, the king kept at it, but he only got worse.
Odie, if I'm going to relax, we'd better try something else. Never could see any sense in tennis players jumping the net.
Odie Coloni next suggested kite flying.
But that's for babies.
Our ambassadors tell me, sire, it is a very popular adult sport all over the world, especially in the Orient. Fresh air, sunshine, gaily colored kites, all very relaxing.
She's going up, Odie. She's going up.
Next, they tried croquet. And diving. For change of pace, they tried the golf course, but the great athlete was no better at that than he was at other sports. In fact, he was worse. Until... the king was hit by a golf ball. By some strange quirk of fate, the blow on his head turned the king into the hottest golfer in Bongoland. Not since the great Arnold Putter had the world seen such a golfer. He made 4 holes in 1 his first day on the course. Odie was delighted, the king was delighted, and he really relaxed.
Odie, this is wonderful. We must have a tournament. We'll call it, let's see, the Blue Blood Tournament. I'll invite all the Blue Bloods in Bongo Congo to play. Paige!
But, sire...
Don't interrupt now, Odie. Paige, take an invitation to the golf tournament to all the Blue Bloods in the land. And as a suitable prize, offer a gold cup worth 50,000 bongo bucks. Now, Odie...
But, sire, there are no blue bloods in Bongo Congo except you and your no-account brother Itchy. And you know what a nose he has for valuable prizes.
Confound it, why didn't you tell me?
But once the invitation had been issued, it could not be withdrawn, and the tournament was on. Could the king's skill win against the trickery of Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother? We'll find out in the next exciting episode, Teeing Off.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, Odie was very worried about the king's health and suggested that he take up a hobby to help him relax and forget the cares of state. King Leonardo, who fancied himself as the athletic type, was all for the idea, but it turned out the king wasn't quite the sportsman he thought he was. First, they tried bowling. Then they tried tennis. But the king said tennis gave him a pain, so they tried kite flying.
She's going up! She's going up!
Then the king tried golf. As it turned out, the king was no better at this than he was at any other sport, until he was accidentally hit on the head with a ball. And for some strange reason, this knock on the noggin turned him into the hottest golfer the world has ever seen. Every time he hit the ball, he made a hole-in-one. So elated was he that he promptly organized the Blue Blood Golf Tournament, forgetting in his excitement that the only other blue blood in the entire kingdom was his no-good brother, Itchy.
Hey, Big, take this crazy invite from His Royal Highness. It's for the Blue Blood Golf Tournament. The king and I, the only blue bloods in Bongo Congo. But I don't dig golf.
All you're gonna learn, see? There's a solid gold cup as first prize, and it's worth 50,000 bongo bucks.
But, Big, that game is Ensville. They play it outdoors, like in the fresh air, man. I mean, how square can you get?
This square. And that's how square you're gonna be permanent if you don't do what I say, see?
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
Check. Now let's start practicing. All right, address the ball.
Sure thing, Big. Who we mailing it to?
You put ahead, stand in front of it. Left arm stiff. Elbows close to body. Bend left knee. Hips swivel. Club back slowly. Wrists cocked. Head down. There, Rich, you look like a real pro. You're never gonna be a champion, but no matter. I got plans, see?
The historic match was held at historic St. Santrap's golf course, and all the counts and the no accounts were there. The king was in rare form and blasted one hole-in-one right after another, leaving Itchy Brother far behind. Then on the seventh hole, a drive of Itchy's clobbered the king, and once again he was a rotten golfer. To make matters worse, Biggie began putting his evil plans into effect. Every time the king did hit the ball, something happened. Trees sprang up as if by magic. Waterholes appeared out of nowhere. And sand traps showed up everywhere. And when the king did manage to get near the hole, Biggie pulled the old switcheroo of the ball, so when the king putted, so effective were Biggie Rat's tricks that by the time the last hole came up, Itchy Brother and King Leonardo were tied. If the king lost this match, he would lose more than a gold cup.
He will lose his self-respect, something a king should never lose. The only thing that will save him now is a hole-in-one. 1,000 pardons, sire. Now swing, sire, swing!
Odie's plan worked. The blow on the head had once again turned King Leonardo into the hottest golfer around. His final drive was a sensational hole-in-one. The king was victorious at last.
Brilliantly played, Your Highness.
Yes, it was brilliant, wasn't it? I had to let Itchy catch up there. Couldn't beat the fellow too badly. After all, he is my brother. But then I was suddenly struck by the thought that I'd better make a hole-in-one. So naturally I did.
You are just a born golfer, Your Highness.
Yes, well, some of us are, some of us aren't. And I never felt better in my life. All work and no golf makes Leonardo a dull king, what?
But would the king feel so relaxed if he knew that even now Biggie and Itchy are planning revenge? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
Way down yonder in New Orleans, Plans for the famous Mardi Gras festival were being made. Our story opens at the committee meeting to select a king to rule over the festivities.
Very well, gentlemen. It's been decided that this year we will have a real king. Yeah, not just a man dressed like a king, but a real, genuine, blue-blooded royal highness. Now, the question is who? How about Henry or Schnitzelbank? Too fat? How about George the 28th, king of whatchamacallit? Too old. How about King John of Midas? Too expensive. How about Leonardo or Bongo Congo? He'd be a king like no king we ever had before.
Some days later, there appeared at the court of that kingly king
The delegation from New Orleans.
It didn't take King Leonardo long to make up his mind, which is the mark of a true king.
I'll do it. Odie, take a proclamation.
And it wasn't long before the whole of Bongo Congo knew about the king's invitation.
Man, that square is all luck. Take this, Big. King Leonardo to rule over New Orleans Mardi Gras. His Royal Highness plans extensive tour of United States, starting with a sightseeing trip down Mississippi.
What's that?
It says here, my royal brother is going to ride down New Orleans in a riverboat.
That's it. Start packing, funnelhead. You and me are going to take the same boat.
Gee, Big, like, what's with this boat bit?
The old Mississippi's a long river, see? And someplace between Natchez and Mobile, your royal brother's going to get Biloxi'd.
Okay, Big, I dig.
Several days later, the king and Odie were on their way to New Orleans on the good ship Muddy Bell.
Captain Sternwheel Jackson at your service, huh?
Oh, Captain Sternwheel Jackson, you say? Well, now, how do you do? Odie, that name sounds familiar.
Yes, sire. It is an old American name.
Here come your fellow passengers, Bascom Branchwater, a southern gentleman of the old school, and Frenchy La Shuffle, the notorious riverboat gambler.
I'm like honored, sir.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Well, now that we're all acquainted, let me show you around the boat.
This is what Biggie and Itchy had been waiting for, and they lost no time in putting their evil plans to work. No sooner had King Leonardo turned his back on the huge paddle wheel than Biggie and Itchy picked up the edge of the king's royal cloak and put it in the path of the huge paddles.
Help! It's got me! A river monster's got me! Help! I'm being eaten alive!
Pull ahead back. You stop the presses. Mark the twain. You halt. You desist.
Luckily, quick-thinking Odie Coloni rushed to the controls and quickly reversed the engines to set the king free. Free as a bird. But Biggie and Itchy were determined to keep the king from reaching New Orleans. So it was that he had one accident after another. Cargo fell on him. Ladders disappeared before his very feet. But to no avail. In Biggie's cabin, the two villainous villains decided on desperate measures.
All right, now, this is Biggie talking, see? We're through fooling around. You're gonna fight a shooting duel with his royalness. Legal-like.
You mean like with guns and all at the bang-bang jazz? Man, I'm for you. You could shoot a cool duel, Big, but I'd be a flat cat. Oh, no, man, I could not.
Don't get chicken with me, or I'll have you southern fried, see? I'm the boss here, see? Besides, this won't be exactly a fair duel. Get it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Big, now I dig.
What is Biggie's plan? Will Itchy actually shoot King Leonardo? Will King Leonardo ever get to be king of the Mardi Gras? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Bayou Blues.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last exciting episode, Bongo Congo had entered its first team in the World Olympics. Unfortunately, however, the physical condition of the team proved disappointing. But King Leonardo developed a plan to improve the physical fitness of Bongo Congo's youth.
Flash. King Leonardo has started a Back to Nature program. The King and Odie Coloni will personally take a one-week camping trip without modern conveniences to set a good health example for the subjects.
So, it's back to nature, is it? Well, looks like we ought to help Kings, eh?
Meanwhile, King Leonardo and True Blue Odie Coloni, unaware that Biggie and Itchy were plotting against them, set out happily on their camping trip.
A-camping we will go, a-camping we will go.
Look, Your Majesty, a wide stream.
And there's a perfect campsite on the other side.
But how can we get across, sire?
Confound it, Odie, don't you ever watch those jungle movies on the Late, Late, Late Show? We swing across the stream on this vine, of course. Here, you try it out.
Of course, Your Majesty. It works perfectly, sire. Swing away.
But at that very moment, up in the tree to which the vine was attached...
Hurry up, Jungle Jerk. Cut halfway through that vine.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig. Yeah, my vine is your vine, your vine.
All right, Odie, here I come. Help! Help!
With daring bravado, Odie Coloni quickly pulled his king from the deep stream.
Oh, my poor sire.
I'm too heavy. Out of shape like the rest of the kingdom. Well, let's get on with it. We'll build our camp right up there.
In that tree, sire. But I thought perhaps a simple lean-to on the ground would...
Nonsense. Must be careful of the wild beasts of prey. A tree house is the only thing. You really should watch those jungle movies.
And a short while later...
There, what did I tell you, Odie? Comfy and cozy.
I must admit, it does seem secure, sire.
But down below at the base of the tree, Odie's feeling of security was being cut short.
Oh, Odie, confound it, you're making the tree sway.
But, sire,
Yeah! There's no doubt of it now. I must lose weight.
I suppose our next job will be finding food, sire.
An excellent suggestion. Let's go fishing.
All right, Itch, this is it. You dive in while I hold you with this vine to keep you from floating downstream and over the falls. Now, under the water, you grab their fishing lines and give the jerks a jerk.
But, gee, Big, I'm more a land-type swimmer. I don't dig this wet water jazz.
Swam!
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
And moments later, on the opposite bank...
A bite, Odie! I've got a big one.
So have I, sire.
The strong current pulled the King and Odie rapidly downstream toward the giant and treacherous waterfall. There seemed to be no hope.
Now, all we've got to do is wait out the week the king's supposed to stay here, and then take over the kingdom when he doesn't show up.
So it was that at the end of the week...
All right, you mugs. The king didn't show up, see? So that's why we're crowning his brother, Itchy Brother, king of all
Wait! Come down from there, you traitors! The king has returned!
This is a frame-up. I saw you in Kingsley going over a waterfall with no one to save you.
Your trouble is, Biggie Rat, you don't watch the Late, Late, Late Jungle movie. We have a friend.
But what will Biggie and Itchy do to seek revenge? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confound it, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
King Leonardo and True Blue Odie Coloni were making their annual inspection of the Bongo Congo airport. Little did they know that King Leonardo was soon to be faced with a shocking surprise.
Chewing gum machines seem to be in order. our benches still seem to be hard and uncomfortable enough. And I see we still have a sufficient supply of out-of-date newspapers and magazines. Yes, I'd say that everything... What's going on over there?
An American tourist, Your Majesty. He seems to be upset.
He does indeed. Come, True Blue Odie. Perhaps we can be of service.
Of course, sire.
I say, my good man, what seems to be the trouble?
Trouble? Trouble? I'll tell you what the trouble is. This guy... Hey, wait a minute. What's with you and those duds? You got those crazy skins on for a costume ball or something?
Costume ball? Duds? I am Leonardo Lion, king of all Bongo Congo, and these are the royal duds, skins. This is the royal attire.
Yeah? Well, maybe you can help me. This bird tells me I'm stuck in this dump overnight because my plane needs repairs. Now, what in the world is a tourist gonna do in a crummy place like Bongo Congo?
Dump? Crummy place? Why, this is the most unheard of thing I've ever heard of.
Beg pardon, sire, but perhaps the American tourist is unaware of the many points of interest in Bongo Congo.
Yes, perhaps you are unaware of the many points of interest in Bongo Congo.
Like what?
Like what? Like the... Tell him, True Blue Oldie.
Of course, sire. Why, there's the...
Yes, King Leonardo and Odie Coloni had suddenly realized that there were no points of interest in Bongo Congo. Back in the royal throne room, they discussed the shocking realization.
No wonder we never get any tourists. No wonder we never get any new citizens. What have we to offer? Confound it, this is terrible.
We must do something at once, sire.
Do something? What can I do? Build a leaning tower? Put in a waterfall? Build a pyramid? Ridiculous, confound it, ridiculous.
There may be other ways, sire. If we had some form of recreation that would appeal to the tourists.
Some form of recreation?
Yes, sire. Perhaps water sports.
By Jove, you've got it. Last one in the water is a Coco Loco.
As usual, King Leonardo decided to set the example for citizens to follow. First, Odie suggested skin diving.
You simply breathe through this, sire, and you can stay down for ever so long. They say there's an exciting new world down there.
Yow!
With the king somewhat less than happy about skin diving, Odie Coloni suggested...
Surfboarding, Your Majesty. You simply stand on this board and wait until the waves gently ride you into shore.
Well, confound it, where are the waves? Yow!
Certain now that these water sports would not attract tourists to Bongo Congo, the king felt that all was lost.
All is lost.
Do not despair, sire. You will find some other attraction.
Confound it, there's nothing in Bongo Congo to attract any member of the human race.
That's it, sire. You've said it. We'll have a race.
On water?
Why not on land? A cross-country race on bicycles built for two.
Of course, of course. And we'll offer a giant cash prize to the winners.
An unusual bicycle race is sure to attract millions of tourists. But will it also attract Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother? Will they ruin this exciting sporting event for tourists? We'll find out in our next exciting episode. Bye Bye Bicycle.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confound it, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
Those two villainous villains, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother, had failed again and again in their attempts to take over the kingdom. So they opened up a gypsy fortune-telling parlor. While Itchy, disguised as Madame Goulash, was telling fortunes, Biggie Rat was making sure the fortunes came true.
The crystal ball is getting, like now clear. Man, are you in for a surprise? I mean,
there is a big surprise for you in the future.
Yeah? What kind of surprise, huh, Madam Goulash?
Money! You are going to be, like, very surprised about a certain sum of money.
And surprised he would be. For while Itchy was getting the customer all excited about his surprise, Biggie was stealing his wallet. But later that day...
What a crummy racket. We told fortunes and stole wallets all day long, and we only made 3 bongo bucks.
Yeah, that's like not even enough for a cup of espresso. And besides, I'm getting tired of wearing this kooky costume. I'd rather go back to overthrowing kingdoms. Doesn't pay much, but...
Great. For once in your life, you got an idea. We'll tell old Kingsy's fortune, and...
But, gee, Biggie's already got a fortune. There's the palace and the crown jewels and,
Listen, you jerky gypsy. This is Biggie talking, see? And what I say goes, see? We're gonna tell Kingsy that the crystal ball here says he should go for a vacation in the far west, and...
Like, why the far west? Man, I think Bermuda for vacation.
Onion head. Don't you watch TV? In the west, we can have Kingsy scalped, pushed over the edge of the Grand Canyon, or shot down at the pass. If those don't work, we can always lose them on the freeway.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
Now, here's what we're gonna do.
Meanwhile, back at the palace...
You know, True Blue Odie, things are so calm and peaceful around here that it might be a good idea to take our vacation at this time.
Where shall we go to this year, sire?
But at that very moment, outside the palace window...
Let's see. There's Switzerland and Netherland and Somaliland. And what's that infernal racket?
I believe it is a band of wandering gypsies, sire.
Fortunes, have your fortune told. Learn the secrets of the future. Madam Goulash sees all, knows all, tells all.
They're fortune tellers, your highness.
Well, have them come in. Not that I believe any of that nonsense, but it might be amusing.
And so the two, wandering gypsies were brought into the palace, which was just what they wanted.
Let me look into the crystal ball. Ah, ooh, ee.
Come on, don't overdo it. Tell them the fortune and let's get out of here.
I see that you are going on a long journey.
Amazing! Now, how did you know that? I didn't know myself until a few minutes ago.
The crystal ball knows all. Also, the crystal ball tells where you're going.
Where am I going? I mean going.
Not Switzerland.
No.
Not Netherlands. Not Somaliland.
No. Then where? Where?
You're going west. Crystal ball says, like, go west, young man, go west.
Somehow that sounds familiar.
Could be, Kingsy. This here crystal ball once belonged to the great American fortune teller, Madame Greeley.
Oh, then it's the American West you're talking about.
Yes, I see much fun for you. Beautiful scenery, friendly people, real Indians, real cowboys.
The King and Odie started packing at once for what they were sure was going to be the most exciting vacation they ever had. But what dangers lie ahead? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Wild and Wobbly.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, those two villains, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother, had disguised themselves as gypsy fortune tellers and convinced the king he ought to spend his vacation in the far west. But while the King and Odie were packing, Biggie and Itchy were already on their way to the far west to prepare a most unwelcome welcome. And by the time the King and Odie arrived, the two villains were all set with the first part of their plan.
It was a brilliant thought of mine to come to the far west, True Blue Odie. Look at that scenery. And look there, Odie, Indians. Just like the fortune teller said there would be.
right, Chief Mangy Man. You know what you're supposed to do.
And that's big, like we're coming on real strong with the wagon train bit. Riding round and round, shooting off arrows and all that sitting bull jazz.
Okay, then. Let's go.
Look, they're coming to welcome us with one of their quaint tribal customs. All these Americans, always putting on a show for visiting dignitaries like myself. Spare no expense.
I wish they'd spare some of those arrows, sire. They're too close for comfort.
Nonsense, it's all good, clean fun. But if it bothers you, drive on.
Wise guys, they got away. Now we gotta head them off at the pass.
I believe we are coming to a pass, sire. Oh, no, it's blocked.
Sorry, partner, the road's closed. Have to go the rest of the way by stagecoach along the Chisler Trail.
Say now, that sounds like fun. Let's go.
All right, old wrangler. Take care of your passengers.
Like he was my own brother. Yep!
Some ride.
It's breathtaking, sire.
And then they reached the top of the trail.
Like bon voyage, brother. From here on, it's downhill all the way.
We seem to be going for faster.
Looking, see.
It looked as though the king and Odie would be dashed to pieces in the runaway coach. But True Blue Odie Coloni crawled up on the box and brought the stage to a halt.
Are you all right, my king?
Of course I'm all right. But I must say, these Americans certainly do go in for realistic effects.
Convinced that the Indian raid and stagecoach ride were just fun for tourists, the king continued happily on to the little western town of Gloomstone.
I am beginning to get suspicious, sire. I believe I shall have a look around town.
Your suspicions are unfounded, True Blue Odie. I am going to have a glass of lemonade.
No sooner had the king ordered his lemonade when who should swagger into the place but Biggie and Itchy looking for trouble.
Howdy, partners.
Don't howdy us. Take this.
Very amusing.
Now, right between the eyes.
Drop it, you cur.
Hey, dig the kook in the cape.
I said drop your weapons. I warn you, I am called El Squero, and I am an expert shot, so don't try. Now, outside. Here they are, Sheriff. Lock them up.
Thanks, El Squero.
Later, when Odie returned to the soda fountain...
Odie, you missed it. The greatest act I ever saw. There was this ridiculous fellow in a cape. El Squero. Oh, it was just too much.
I am happy Your Majesty found it amusing.
And so, happily, King Leonardo continued his journey, unaware that he had been saved by True Blue Odie Coloni. What new adventures await them? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
According to the royal scrapbook of Bongo Congo, it was in the year 1752 that the last furious battle raged between the kingdoms of Bongo Congo and Coco Loco. In those troubled times, the king of Bongo Congo was none other than Leonard Lion, the famous columnist king. Seeing the battle turn against Bongo Congo, King Leonard feared for his country's gold and silver. Secretly, he hid the treasure and made his entry on his famous column. What well-known king hid what great treasure where? The following day, King Leonard Lion was lost in battle. It was the single clue from his column which long after battle had ceased led treasure seekers everywhere to search for the missing gold and silver. But the treasure was never found. Now, more than 200 years later, a curious scene occurred in the secret hideout of those two callous criminals, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother.
Gee, Big, dig this crazy poem. It's titled Ode to a Treasure. Only the words are for the birds.
Ah, looks like code. Where'd you get this book?
I lifted it out of the library, Big.
What library, bookworm?
The Royal Library, when I was just a tiny tad of a tot.
The Royal Library. And it says property of King Leonard. This may be the clue to the missing treasure of Bongo Congo. We've got to decode the ode.
Like how?
With the Royal Odie Decoder, that's how. We've got to get the decoder from Odie. Then we'll decode the ode, locate the hidden treasure, and be rich forever.
Sure, Big. Let's hit the roadie for Odie.
When they reached the palace, Biggie carefully explained the details of his plan.
You hide behind the bushes, see? I'll wear this disguise and get Colony to come out with me. All you have to do is smack him with this club.
Okay, Big, I dig.
I represent the Bongo Bugler newspaper. We're doing a little story on the palace. I'd like you to step outside so I can get a picture of you in front of the palace.
Of course, my good man. I shall be delighted.
Right over there, I'll make a real striking pose. That's fine. Now.
The two treacherous traitors.
Gee, Big, I'm like sorry as salt. I just thought this was a better bush for bopping.
Yeah? Let me give it a try. Now, this time, no mistakes, see? I'll yell fire, and Colony will come running out of the palace. That's when you jam this bag over him. Got it?
Sure, Big. I'm not, like, dumb, you know.
Fire! Fire!
Another trick, eh, traitor? Run for your life, or I shall run you through.
I got him, Big! I got him! Man'll Big be like proud as punch when he sees what I got in the bag.
I'm taking no chances this time, see? I'll handle the job.
Yes, this time Biggie Rat made certain he captured the courageous Odie Colony. Outside the palace, Biggie waited until Odie Colony left on an errand for town. Then, quickly, the unconscious servant of the king was taken to the hideout of Biggie and Itchy.
Okay, wise guy. That ought to hold you.
Whatever plot you villains are plotting will surely turn against you.
But Odie's words did not stop the diabolical duo. With the Odie decoder, they quickly decoded the ode written by King Leonard.
I-S-L-A-N, Island. That's it. It's decoded.
Yeah, ode to a treasure. There's nothing so great as pieces of 8 lying under an oak on its island.
So, the treasure's on Oak Island. We're rich, Itch.
Yeah, man, let's, make a dash for the cash. Yeah, we'll, sail up Bounty, Maine to find our fortune. Yo-ho-ho, at a game of rummy. Rub-a-dub-dub, pull a plug in the tub. 16 men.
Clam up and let's go. We've got some sailing to do, see?
Will these two villains find the long-lost treasure? Will Odie Colony be able to stop them? And where is King Leonardo? We'll find out in our next exciting episode, Two Beneath the Mast.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
Well, it was time for the start of the baseball game between the Bongo Braves and the Coco Loco Cards. But it seemed hopeless for King Leonardo's Braves. In our last episode, Biggie Rat got from Professor Messer a baseball that no one would be able to hit because it jumped away from everything wooden. Now, Biggie Rat is acting coach for the Coco Loco Cards, and Itchy Brother, masquerading as the umpire, planned to put the special jumping ball into play whenever the Bongo Braves were batting.
In just moments now, this big game will begin. And there's King Leonardo. He looks confident. And there come his teammates.
Like a play ball!
Big Jack Club is first up for the cards. There's the king's wind-up, the pitch, and...
Like a strike one! Hey, what are you, blind?
There's the next pitch. It's way up high, and...
Strike two!
The umpire's called another strike. There's more arguing. And uh-oh, here comes the Cards' new coach, Crazy Dingle. Now listen, Bathead. Crazy Dingle, don't go for that kind of call. Maybe you'll need these new glasses. Now, whose side you working for?
Crazy, man, crazy.
Right. Well, it's the top of the fourth now, the most amazing game I ever witnessed. The king has settled into some solid pitching, hasn't allowed a single run. But that card pitcher is really something. Every time he steps on the mound, he insists on another ball from the umpire. And look at him pitch that ball. Looks like he's got the king and Odie Coloni worried.
Sire, something is wrong. How can such pitching be?
Never seen anything like it. Preposterous, confounded. Can't even do that with my knuckleball.
Bottom of the seventh, fans, and the king seems to be in trouble. He's lost some of his control. And it's ace Spade up now. A heavy hitter for the Cards. There's the pitch. Spade swings. And it's a line drive into...
Dramatic catch, sire.
You said a mouthful, Shorty.
What a sensational catch. But the king's not out of trouble yet. Just 2 out. And here's Jack Club up again. The pitch. He slams it in. Yes, it's a home run. And the score is 1-0 in favor of the Cards. Last of the ninth now. Odie Coloni coming up to bat. The score, Cards 1, Bongo Braves 0. Listen to that crowd booing Odie Coloni. Looks mighty bad for King Leonardo's team. Coloni lets the first pitch go by.
Aha, so that's it. The ball jumps away from the wooden bat.
Time's been called. Odie Coloni's gone over to speak to King Leonardo.
Scoundrels.
You must get a metal bat, sire. Hurry, for you're up next.
A metal bat, eh? How's that, Chainsey? Odie Coloni's on base, folks. The ball hit him right on top of his head. King Leonardo's up next, but something seems wrong. King is staggering. He's over by the canopy. He's leaning on the pole. The crowd's booing wildly. The king is up, but he has a metal pole for a bat. There's the pitch. It's a hit. It's going, gone. A home run. The final score, Bongo Braves 2, Coco Loco Cards 1.
Yes, with masterful ingenuity, the king and Odie have brought back King Leonardo's popularity. What new threat will Biggie and Itchy use against the king? Don't miss the next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
In our last episode, King Leonardo had offered his kingdom as a prize to anyone who could beat his horse, White Star, in a steeplechase race. He felt sure that no horse in the world could beat White Star, but Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat pulled an amazing switch and stole White Star, putting in his place an old milk wagon horse which they had painted to look like White Star. They then painted White Star and challenged King Leonardo to a race.
Look, sire, someone has accepted your challenge.
Capital, capital. Who is it? The Sheik of Araby or some other great horseman?
I'm afraid not, my lord. It's your brother Itchy.
Preposterous. Itchy is scared to death of horses. It's some kind of a joke.
No, sire, I'm afraid it's no joke. Itchy is going to be riding a horse called Old Paint.
Old Paint? I'll wager it used to pull a milk wagon. But a challenge is a challenge. The royal word must be kept.
And so the race was set for the following Saturday. The day dawned bright and clear. The crowd surged to the racetrack at ups and downs. His Royal Highness arrived, impeccably dressed, and leading his magnificent horse, White Star. Or at least he thought it was White Star. Itchy arrived in his riding clothes and leading the real White Star.
Will the two contestants please mount their mounts?
My hand, sire.
Thank you, True Blue Odie. Okay, Itch, up you go.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
You anvilhead, get up. Now let's go. I'll fix you. Now get up there and stay there. The contestants are nearing the starting post. On your mark, get set, go! And they're off. At least old paint is off. The King and White Star are still at the post. What a magnificent display of sportsmanship, folks. The King, with his whole country at stake, is still sport enough to give Itchy Brother a good head start. The King is talking calmly to White Star to keep him in check. Confound it, get up! What in blazes has gotten into you today? Get up, I say! Now the King has given White Star his head, and away they go. They're coming to the first jump. And the King sails gracefully over the hurdle. The King has mounted again and comes rocketing up to the next hurdle. What horsemanship! Superb form!
Meanwhile, as the race was going on, there was a disturbance in the crowd. The milkman had recognized his horse and was accusing the King of theft.
Listen, pal, king or no king, that's my horse he's riding, and I want her back.
But you said your horse was white.
I don't care what color these thieves painted her. She's my horse. I'd know that face anywhere.
Color? Painted? Ah, I see it all now. What a diabolical plot. I must find some way to wash off that paint.
In searching for a solution, Odie suddenly remembered that an explosion set off in a cloud will cause rain. Quickly, he set to work, fastening a stick of dynamite to a balloon, and he sent it aloft. Up, up, up it went until...
It's beginning to thunder here at Ups and Downs, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like rain. And here come the contestants. Itchy Brother is far in the lead. It looks as though King Leonardo has lost his kingdom. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. What's this? The rain is making old paint change color. It looks like it is. It's White Star. The King's horse wins. The kingdom is saved.
Officials, seize those men. Bar them from the track.
And once again, True Blue Odio Coloni has come through to save the day. Will Biggie seek revenge? What new and sinister plots will be plotted against the kingdom? Don't miss the next exciting adventure of the King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
High in the Mumbo-Jumbo Mountains was the hideout of those two villains, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. The infamous Biggie Rat was hatching another plot against good King Leonardo.
Like, what's with a book, man? I didn't know you could read.
It's a book on hypnosis, wise guy. And it's gonna help us get control of Bongo Congo, see? Now go away and don't bother me.
Yeah, okay, Big, I dig.
And several hours later...
Let's see now. First, get a suitable subject. Itchy, come in here. Seat the subject in a chair. Sit down. Now, swing a bright object in front of his eyes. Oh, this gold watch will do fine.
Yeah, come on, Big. You can't put me to sleep.
Sleep, sleep. You are going to sleep.
I mean, like, us autistic types of...
Sleep, you're getting tired. Come on now, sleep. Close your eyes and go to sleep. It worked. Now you are in my power, right?
Right. I am in your power.
You will do anything I tell you to, correct?
Correct.
All right, now, let's hear you sing like a canary. Okay, canary, that was fine. Now you're a rooster, see? Enough before I make a weather vane out of you. Now, let's see. I got it. You're a butterfly. A butterfly. Oh, stop. Oh, this could be dangerous. Now, you're a dog. You understand? You are a dog. Okay, Fido, lie down. Roll over. Play dead. Sit up. Beg. Speak. Perfect. I could do this all day, but there's work to be done. Now, let's see. To wake up subject, tap lightly on face or head. This ought to do nicely. Wake up, Itchy.
See, Big, I told you it wouldn't wake up me. I'm like unhypnotizable.
Work? You should have seen yourself. I can hypnotize anybody.
Yeah? What are we gonna do, Big? Go on TV? Crazy, man. First maybe a spot appearance, then a show of our own. It'll be a gasser and,
Listen, you. This is Biggie talking, see? And we're not going on TV. We're going to the palace and hypnotize the king.
Oh, okay, Big, I dig. But what about Odie Colony? Gonna put him under, too?
Well, the book says you can't hypnotize English butlers, too smart. But once we get Kingsy under our influence, he'll take care of Colony.
Late that night, one light gleamed from the palace tower. This was the royal bedchamber where King Leonardo was reading an exciting story in his King Leonardo comic book. Outside in the darkness, two sinister figures stealthily approached the palace wall.
Are you sure you know how to get into the royal bedchamber?
Sure, man. There's this crazy secret passage that, wait, here it is. This is it. Like, follow me.
Meanwhile, unaware of the danger that was approaching, King Leonardo enjoyed his comic book. Then, over the fireplace, the picture slid aside and a hand appeared holding a pocket watch. Will Biggie and Itchy succeed in hypnotizing the king? What will happen to the faithful Odie Colony? We'll find out in our next exciting episode. Odie hit the roadie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confounded, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
When we last saw the king and Odie, they were on their way to a hotel, the victims of a sinister plot by those two villains, Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother. Biggie and Itchy had made the palace so unattractive that King Leonardo was forced to leave. They were after the treasure of Leonardo the Neat, an ancestor of the king's. The legend has it he buried a treasure somewhere under the palace. As soon as the king and Odie had left, Biggie and Itchy moved in.
All right, now let's get to work, see? You know the palace basement. Take me to your ladder.
Okay, Big, I dig.
You're right. With this. Now move.
Yeah, boy, it's like dark as a dungeon in here.
This is a dungeon, Flinthead. Light the lantern.
Hey, Big, look what marks the spot.
Oh, that's it, all right. I'll hold the lantern. You dig, see?
Gee, Big, I don't dig that kind of digging. I'm more the supervisor type.
One more word and you'll dig your own dungeon. Now start.
Meanwhile, back at the hotel...
Confound it, I can't go to sleep at night without that storybook. I'll just have to go back and get it.
I'll go, sire.
No, I'll go, True Blue Odie. I'd like a chance to see the old home palace once more. Confound it, who's making that racket? Sounds like it's coming from the basement. Who's down there? I say, who's down there?
Hey, Big, it's my royal brother, the Cookie King. What'll we do?
Do? Why, we'll give him a run for his money, see? Come on.
Yeah, King Leonardo's a thunderhead. Falls on his face when he gets out of bed.
Vandals, thieves, assassins! After them, men! Uh-oh, no men. I'll have to chase them myself. Halt!
Okay, Itch, what sounds cray?
Stop, in the name of the king!
The king's a big old thunderhead. Falls on his face when he gets out of bed.
Monstrous! Stop, I say!
Gee, Big, I think he's like gaining on us.
All right, you know what to do.
Announcing His Majesty the King!
Thank you, thank you. Whoop!
That takes care of Kingsley. Now, on to the treasure.
Meanwhile, back at the hotel, True Blue Odie Colony had become concerned about his king. Hurriedly, he set out for the palace.
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Oh, no. More of that Colony baloney. Well, we'll take care of him, see?
With Odie Colony full of mud in the moat, the two villains went back to the job of digging up the treasure of Leonardo the Neat. But the soft black mud in the empty moat had cushioned Odie Colony's fall. It had also made him completely black, so that in the darkness he was absolutely invisible. Quietly sneaking back into the palace, Odie Colony crept down to the basement, invisible and undetected in the darkness.
Gee, Big, what a bop on the top.
Why, the what? All right, wise guy, take this.
Hey, no, Big, wait, I was... Yow!
What's wrong? What is it, blockhead?
It's a ghost. The ghost of Leonardo the Neat. I'm getting out of here.
You'll never get me, ghost.
And so True Blue Odie had come through again. With Biggie and Itchy unconscious, it was but the work of a moment to free King Leonardo. And what of the treasure of Leonardo the Neat? Yes, there was one. When the treasure chest was opened, it revealed a broom and a dustpan, which, in a rare stroke of poetic justice, were put to good use by Biggie Rat and Itchy Brother in cleaning up the palace. Have Biggie and Itchy learned their lesson? Has the kingdom really been cleaned up? We'll find out in our next exciting episode of The King and Odie.
Way out yonder lies the little kingdom of Bongo Congo, a peaceful land where contented natives play contented songs on their contented drums. Bongo drums, the principal product of the kingdom. In fact, the only product of the kingdom. Come with us now to Bongo Land. From the palace comes the thundering roar of great lion King Leonardo.
Confound it, where's my throne? It's time for my cartoon show.
Things had calmed down in Bongo Congo. With Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat, those infamous villains, out of the way, peace descended on Bongo Congo. King Leonardo settled down to handling affairs of state, aided by his faithful companion, Odie O'Colony. This particular morning, the king was engrossed in the royal post office department when Odie entered excitedly.
Ah, a rare specimen. A triangle from Zanzaraco. Oh, what an addition to...
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Well, what is it? Can't you see I'm involved in serious affairs of state? Out with it, man.
A very large packing case has arrived for you, sire.
Well, bring it in, bring it in. Well, it's finally come. All the way from the United States of America. Open it, True Blue Odie, open it. Look at that, Odie. Look at that.
What is that, sire?
What is it? What is it? True Blue Odie, that's a genuine first-class A1 go-kart.
Go-kart, Majesty?
Precisely. All the range in the States. very fast, very exciting. Listen to this. Twin engine, dual carbs, speeds up to 70 miles an hour. Centrifugal clutch, V-belt Samus front, plus the famous variable Franish. Let's try it right now.
In the throne room, sire?
Why not? Whose throne room is it anyway? Let's go. I'll get in, then you pull that little cord. Here we go. Whoopee! Whee! Look out! Look out! Yahoo! Gangway!
Are you hurt, Your Highness?
Hurt? Certainly not. Most fun I've had in years. Odie, this is the greatest gadget in the history of gadgetry. The peak product of American progress. Everyone in Bongo Congo must take up this sport. We'll have races, rallies, gymkhanas. I'll issue a proclamation. Take this down.
And so it was that go-karts became the national pastime of Bongo Congo. Everyone was doing it. Young, old, men, women. Everyone was going kart-happy. But meanwhile, in the remote mountain hideaway of those two arch-villains, Itchy Brother and Biggie Rat.
Hey, Big. Dig my kooky brother driving a sewing machine. It's like got me in stitches, man. It says here, he's entering a race with these go-kart gadgets. First prize is 100,000 bongo bucks. He must be like nuts. I mean, who but a nut with 100,000 bongo bucks?
Let me see that. The king announces that he will enter the annual go-kart race at Indianapolis. Okay, Kingsley, we'll take you on.
Yeah, but, gee, Big, we don't know anything about rolling one of those kitty cars. And it says here, my royal brother is like a pro, you know.
Listen, clutchhead, how many times do I have to tell you? You don't win by winning, you win by cheating. And nobody cheats better than Biggie, see?
Yeah, okay, Big. I dig.
Now, here's what we're going to do, see?
And so it was that on the day of the big race, a new entry appeared. Number 77, driven by none other than Itchy Brother.
The drivers are approaching the starting line, and just listen to that ovation for King Leonardo. A mighty popular figure and the odds-on favorite to win. We understand he has a specially designed widget that delivers fantastic speed to his car. There, too, in the black cart, is the infamous Itchy Brother, rival of the king. Wait, there's the starter, there's the gun, they're off!
Who will win, King Leonardo or Itchy Brother? How does the clever Biggie Rat plan to cheat Leonardo? Don't miss the next exciting episode, Rat Race.